Hey guys, it's Henry here, and today we are covering a bird unlike any other bird featured in the series thus far. This is a very special episode as it will be the first video on the channel to cover an extinct New Zealand bird, that being the remarkably weird Adzebills, strange terror bird-esque animals that surprisingly lived until very recently across a landmass of New Zealand. By the way, these guys have one of the coolest scientific names, which makes them just that little bit more interesting. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. Adzebills are fascinating birds that once made themselves home across all of New Zealand in the time before man's arrival, thriving in the lush, isolated island continent. There were two species of Adzebill that lived across New Zealand, one species, the South Island Adzebill, being found in the south, and the North Island Adzebill living in the north. Despite their odd appearance, the birds are more than likely sister taxa to New Zealand rails, therefore being closely related to other strange New Zealand oddities like takahe and pukeko. When subfossils of this animal were first described in the 1800s, they were thought to be a small species of moa, but this was quickly rectified with more discoveries as the years progressed. When it comes to the two distinct Adzebill species, it is to be noted that there were in fact differences between the two of them. For one example, the South Island Adzebill was about 20% heavier than its North Island counterpart, weighing in at around 18 kilograms. The reasons for this, as far as I know, are unknown, but a potential reason could be because the South Island at the time of the Adzebills was more open than the North Island, and thus the Adzebills, preferring more open and drier areas of land, grew larger than the North Island brethren due to the availability of more food. Adzebill bones are primarily located in dry regions of the country, predominantly in dry podocarp forests, and is noticeably absent from the west coast and central Otago in the case of the South Island species. Before the Holocene, however, Adzebills were thought to have been much more plentiful due to the Ice Age bringing on drier and cooler conditions, thus expanding the birds' habitats. Once the last glacial maximum ended, however, the birds became restricted to only the driest parts of the country. The reason for South Island birds being absent from the west coast is due to a phenomenon known as the rain shadow effect, a biological occurrence that many of you watching may have known of after watching a show known as The Future is Wild. This phenomenon is where a topographic barrier, in this case the Southern Alps, prevents the prevailing winds and rain from depositing moisture on the windward side of the barrier, causing the leeward side to be dry. This is exactly why the west coast of the South Island is more tropical, whereas the east side is drier, instead dominated by more temperate plants, and thus South Island Adzebills. Anyways, we need to move on from geography and continue discussing these birds, and what better thing to discuss than their strange appearance. With a downward curving bill, wings that would not be noticeable in life, and a large stocky body, Adzebills are just one example of flightlessness evolving in birds. Due to their unfortunate extinction so many years ago, however, the colour of these remarkable animals is not yet known, and thus all life constructions of these animals are speculative. Up until recently, the diet of Adzebills was unknown. That was until a study conducted in 2017 fully confirming the diet of these birds, that being of an opportunistic carnivore. Recent stable isotope analysis compared with other birds like the moa and Finch's duck revealed that Adzebills were at a high trophic position. This isotope evidence revealed that Adzebills preyed on large invertebrates like weta, but also consumed geckos, tuatara, and even small birds, perhaps even killing juvenile moa. Adzebills were the terror birds of New Zealand, killing whatever they could find available, but this wasn't to last. Around 1280 AD, the Maori arrived from Polynesia into New Zealand, and brought with them the weapons of the Adzebills' destruction. Not only was their habitat of dry podocarp forest nearly wiped out from existence, save for a few small pockets of forest, but the introduction of invasive predators like dogs and Polynesian rats dealt great damage to the otherwise oblivious birds who had otherwise never encountered such strange animals. There is in fact evidence that Maori killed and ate Adzebills, as their remains have been found in middens. With this overhunting and lack of resistance to new predators, Adzebills swiftly fell into extinction, ending their unique history in an abrupt manner. The most fascinating thing about the Adzebills, however, for me at least, is the date of their extinction. Most estimates place the Adzebills' extinction at around the mid-1400s, around the time that Henry VI was ruling over England. This fact really puts into perspective how recently these strange birds went extinct, and really makes you wonder. Only around 600 years ago, strange terror bird-esque animals wandered the island continent of New Zealand, fading into extinction unbeknownst to the great kings of Europe and the rest of the world. Just thinking about this gives me chills. These strange animals, while seeming to be from a completely different era, lived alongside us, even if most of the world didn't know. Not to mention, these strange birds are in fact modern day animals and not prehistoric ones, and that is something that continues to fascinate me to this very day. Thanks for watching this episode of New Zealand Bird of the Week, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. For next week, you guys now have a new bird to vote for, that being the variable oystercatcher, one of many species of oystercatcher that are endemic to New Zealand. I hope that you, the viewer, consider subscribing, and if you already are, be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, and watch another one of my videos if you're feeling like it. Until next time, enjoy all things science. See you later.